Hello and welcome back to Shakesyear. We are working on the Rape of Lucrece, which, content warning, is about sexual violence towards women, so if you need to tune out, please do so. Today we're going to take a look at stanzas 133 to 136 for those of you that want to stick around and hear what's coming up next. And the deed has already happened. Sextus Tarquinius ran away, and we've been spending some time with Lucrece as she grieves and mourns and rails and goes through all of the emotions that come with having just been raped by your husband's friend. And in yesterday's and the day before's stanzas, she was railing against opportunity, like the personification of opportunity, and saying, why is it that you only show up to help bad people? Why don't you show up to do good things, to help people who really need it? You only show up to enable the sinner to commit his sins. And at the end of yesterday's stanza, she was like, you, opportunity, are guilty of this, you're the worst. And she's not done personifying concepts, and she's not done ranting and raving against those personified concepts, because today she digs into time. Stanza 133 picks up with her saying, misshapen time, copesman of ugly night, swift subtle post, carrier of grisly care, eater of youth, false slave to false delight, base watch of woes, sin's pack horse, virtue's snare, thou nursest all and murderest all that are. Oh, hear me then, injurious shifting time, be guilty of my death, since of my crime. Why hath thy servant, opportunity, betrayed the hours thou gavest me to repose, cancelled my fortunes, and enchained me to endless date of never-ending woes? Time's office is to find the hate of foes, to eat up errors by opinion bred, not spend the dowry of a lawful bed. Time's glory is to calm contending kings, to unmask falsehood and bring truth to light, to stamp the seal of time in aged things, to wake the morn and sentinel the night, to wrong the wronger till he render right, to ruinate proud buildings with thy hours, and smear with dust their glittering golden towers, to fill with wormholes stately monuments, to feed oblivion with decay of things, to blot old books and alter their contents, to pluck the quills from ancient ravens' wings, to dry the old oak's sap and cherish springs, to spoil antiquities of hammered steel and turn the giddy round of fortune's wheel. And I'm sorry, this is one of those weird ones, but since we sort of arbitrarily decided to go through this poem 4 stanzas at a time, we're cutting off there, but she has more to say about time tomorrow, so we'll pick up there. But today's stanzas, the first one, when she first calls out time, she's like, she calls time a lot of ugly names and is like, you take care of and kill everything. So since you arranged for this to happen, since you are guilty of my crime, you allowed it to happen, you can also be responsible for my death. And the second of these stanzas, she says to time, why do you allow opportunity? Why did you allow opportunity to come in and take advantage of me when I was supposed to be sleeping? I was supposed to be resting, and you allowed opportunity to come in and do this, to take advantage of me, and now I'm going to be suffering for the rest of my days because of it. Why would you allow opportunity to do that to me? And then in the third and fourth stanzas, and then some more stanzas that we'll hear tomorrow, she tries to put time in its place and remind time what time is there for. But what I think is interesting, and please, if you heard this a different way, I would love to hear about it. But it feels like in stanza 3, she's focusing on the good things that time can do. It brings truth to light, and it wakes the morning, and it makes guilty people feel guilty until they finally confess and are brought to the right, and it makes things beautiful. But then in the last of these stanzas, it feels like she's digging into sort of the rot and decay, the negative things that time can do, filling monuments with holes and, decaying old books and spoiling antiquities, making things break and crumble and fall apart, and also just spinning fortune's wheel. Time is responsible for all of the random things that happen too. So she's going to continue on with that in tomorrow's stanzas, but I do think that it's interesting that she starts out when she's talking to time with, why would you allow opportunity to do this? These are the great things that you're supposed to be doing, but also you as time are responsible for all these other things which aren't necessarily so great. And we'll see, does she come back around to good things that time does, or does it just keep getting worse over time? Sorry. Anyway, I'll see you tomorrow for more. Mwah.